Hey everyone, this is Shinigami TRP, the Reaping Prodigy, if you guys don't know, and I'm here today to show you how to put up a custom boot menu on a Samsung Moment. Okay, so first what you're going to need is to download all the files provided in the link below. I'll make sure that it's there, and let's get started. First thing that you need to do is open your free video to JPG converter and add the file, a video file that of your choosing, of course, that you would want. So we're going to do that, and this time I'm going to use, let's see, let's use one versus many, and make sure this has 10 frames, 1 second, and 104 frames from video. We're going to, let's see, make a new folder first and name it animation, but since this is my third time doing it, I'm going to name it animation 3. And inside animation, we're going to make some folders. Okay, so let's go inside animation and we're going to make some folders. And the first folder that we're going to make is called part. Make sure it's in all lowercase. Then we're going to make one more folder right here, and we're going to name it boot animation. Boot animation. And no space, press enter, and we're going to go inside a part and we're going to make 3 folders called part 0, enter, new folder, part 1, and finally part 2. Okay, now what we're going to do is go back to this JPEG converter, and we're going to we're going to make sure that it's converted into this file by clicking these 3 dots right here, and we're going to go to, for you it's going to be animation, and click on part and press OK. Then go ahead and press convert. And when that is done converting, what you're going to do is wait till that's finished, and when it's done converting, there's going to be a button right here that says close, where I was going to close it and close out of this, because then we are done. Okay, and since this is done already, we're going to close that. Like I said, close that. And I'm sorry about that, don't mind that, but what we're going to open next is the Fast Stone photo resizer, and what this is going to do is batch the files. And we're going to go up here, click batch rename, click these 3 dots right here, go to our animation folder and highlight part, click OK. We're going to go inside a part and then click our actual video, and it's going to have whatever the name of your video is. Mine is one versus many, and it has the date and the time. Press OK, and we're going to click add all, and make sure it's use file name template. Template is ###. Make sure right here it says 1. The extension case is no change, and we're going to click preview to make sure that all of the batches are going to be named the correct way. And this is the old one, this is the new one, obviously. And so that's just to quickly number it so that our boot animator creator can use these files quickly. We're going to go rename and click yes. And once that is finished, we're going to move on to the next thing. Okay. Alright, now you could click done and exit out of that. And now we're going to go to our boot animator preview. And we're going to the preview to save time, basically. And what we're going to do first, before that, I'm sorry, I keep on skipping around and jumping back and forth, but we're going to go into our animation folder, and we're going to go into part, and we're going to click one versus many. We're going to do Control A, and if you don't feel like doing that, you can always do organize, select all. We're going to right click, and once we right click, we're going to rotate clockwise, and this is so that everything's seen correctly, and it's going to come out in landscape mode. But if you don't want it in landscape mode, I haven't tried it without the landscape mode, but this is just so that everything is all together and fitting all right. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut it, we're going to go back to part, and we're going to go over here on part and paste. And once we paste, we're going to delete this one. I'm going to delete my one versus many folder, but for you, you're going to delete your video folder, or whatever the name of your video is. We're going to delete that, click yes, and now you need to pay close attention to what your last number is. If you need a calculator, to divide them into equal parts of the video, and mine is 56 for each one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make this bigger so I can do this faster. And I'm going to put the first 56 into part 0. And the next part of the division would be another 56. And that's obviously too much. Okay. And we're going to drop that in part 1, and we're going to do another 56. And once we do this next 56, if you need any additional folders, you just follow the pattern that I set for you guys. And right here we need another folder, so we're going to label that part 3, and we're going to put the rest of the files in there. Okay, and now just to look through to see, now this is the very end, the credits, which I really don't want on my boot screen, so I'm just going to delete those. And right here, the credits start. I'm just gonna leave it there. I mean, it has like a zoom in effect, and it won't actually be there very long. So now that we're done with that, what we're going to do is exit out of this, and now we're going to go to our previewer. We're going to choose File, and the file that we're going to choose is the animation folder, and we're going to open that, and we're going to highlight part and click OK. Now what we're going to do is edit. This is basically to see what the video is going to come out to be like. So what we're going to do is click Add Loop, and once we add the loop, we're going to just choose folder and choose the part, my part 0, add loop again, and part 1. See, the first time I did this, I thought, oh, add how many loops I want right here, but no, it does it sequentially, meaning that it does it back to back, and it will do all of whatever number of times you put for part 1 or part 0, and then it'll go to part 1 whatever number of times you did for that, and it won't do it like part 1, part 0, part 1, part 2, part 0, part 1.2. It won't do it like that. It'll do it in the order that it sees it in. So if you want a longer video, then you do have to what you do have to do is keep on adding loops. And for the speed, this is the actual, like, how fast it moves, and just fool around with that to see if what you're looking at is what you want. So I'm about to pause the video and come back with a part 2.